Welcome, boys and girls, to an episode of CKLA Phonics Fun. I'm your host, Miss Brandy, and this is your teacher, Miss Leah. In preparation for our lesson today, you will need two things, a pencil and a piece of paper. Have fun!
Thank you, Miss Brandy. First thing, let's go over our goals for today's lesson. Our first goal is to practice some of the high frequency and tricky spelling words that we've studied throughout this week. We're going to do that with our warm-up activity. Next, we're going to learn some new words with tricky spellings. And finally, in the phonics portion of our lesson, we're going to discuss a new sound for the letter G. We will use this new sound spelling to sort and practice spelling new words. Let's start with our warm-up activity. This is going to be a fun way to review our tricky and high-frequency words. I like to call this game Splat. For this activity, I have already written all of our words on these cards. I am going to say one of the words. It is your job to find, point out, and say the word before I find it with this fly swatter. Be quick so that you don't get splatted. Are you ready? Find the word he. He. Right here. He. Find the word of. Of. Right here. Find the word the. The. Are you finding them? Make sure you're quick. Find the word she. She. Find the word we. We. Two more. Find the word was. Was. And last one, find the word be. Be. Great job. Were you quick enough? I'm sure that you were. So let's move on and look at a couple of new tricky words. Remember that some words are not pronounced the way we may expect. We call these tricky words. Our first new tricky word for today is the word do. Like in the sentence, do you like to eat pizza? This is a tricky word because although the D says D like we would expect, the O is making a different sound than we would expect. The O in do says ooh. So D, ooh, do. What's the word? Do. Your next new word is similar. This is the word to. Like in the sentence, we went to the store. Just like do, the first letter is pronounced as we would expect. The T says T. And also similar to the word do, the O is pronounced like ooh. So this is the word t, ooh, to. You say the word. To. Very good. Now, you've already done some review over here. I'm going to show you a word and I want you to read it to me. What's the word? He. What's the word? Of. What's the word? The. What's the word? She. What's the word? Do. What's the word? We. What's the word? Was. What's the word? Be. Last one. What's the word? To. Awesome. You have learned a lot of new words. So let's keep moving right into our phonics lesson where we're going to learn something new. To get started, we need to review one of the sound spellings you have already learned. This is the consonant G. We know that G usually says G, like in the word gum. So G generally says G. We also know that some letters make more than one sound. Today, we're going to learn a new sound for the letter G. So usually we know that G says G like gum. But today we're going to learn the sound for soft G, which says J, like in the word gem. This is an example of some gems, like a diamond or an emerald. That's a gem. So let's take a look at our anchor chart that's going to show us the rules so that we know when to read or spell the word with a hard G or a soft G. We've already said that hard G says G, like in the words gum, good, game, and sometimes in the middle of words like the word wagon. Usually when the G is followed by an A, an O, a U, or a consonant. So, today we're learning that the soft G sound says J, like the words gem, giraffe, huge, and legend. These words you hear say J. G will make this sound usually when it is followed by an E, an I, or a Y. So when you look at gem, it's followed by an E, so it says J. Same with giraffe, followed by the I here. So now that we know the sounds of the hard G and the soft G, let's sort a few words. I'm going to show you a word and you're going to tell me if the word belongs in the hard G column or the soft G column. Our first word is the word gap. I want you to listen for the G sound or the J sound. Gap. In this word, I hear the G sound, and I can check this by looking for what follows the G. After the G, I see an A. That's another clue that this is a hard G. Say the word gap. Gap is a hard G sound. Our next word is the word gem. Say that word. Gem, what sound do you hear on the G sound? J, j, gem. And whenever we check it, what follows the G on this card? A Y, that's right. So that tells me it says J, like a soft G sound. Your next word is the word goat. Goat. I want you to listen first and then look at the word. What follows the G? Is this a hard G or a soft G? Yes, this is a hard G sound because following the G, we see an O. Goat. This is the word gist, like I get the gist of what the story is telling me, gist. You tell me, what sound do you hear at the beginning? Now look at the word and check, is it a hard G or a soft G? That's right. This is a soft G because the G is followed by an I. That's right. This time, I want you to look at the word. Sound it out. Will this be g-l-ass or j-l-ass? What is your G followed by? A consonant. So when G is followed by a consonant, is it hard G or soft G? Yep, right again. When it's followed by a consonant, it says g, glass. Let's try just a few more. This one might be a little more tricky because it has the G in the middle. And this is a two-syllable word like you learned with Miss Brandy. I can still look and I see a G followed by another G. So when it's followed by a consonant, that makes it a hard G sound. The word is bagged. Say that word. Bagged. We hear G in the middle. Your next word. This one might be a little easy. Foggy. It matches the same as this one. It's a G followed by another G, which is a consonant. So is this a hard G or a soft G? A hard G. Foggy. G. Our next card, age. You should be able to hear this one. Age. What sound do you hear when I say the word age? You hear J at the end. What is making that G say J? That's right. The E at the end makes the J sound. Last two. The word is general, like Dollar General. First, when you hear it, general, you should hear what sound? J. And what is making that G say J? Very good. The G followed by the E will make the J sound. And last one. I want you to sound this one out. If you need to, say each sound. The G is in the middle. Will this G say J or G? That's right. This G will say J because it is followed by an I. This word is tragic. What's the word? Tragic. Tragic. It's a soft G that says J. Now that we have sorted these words, we know our rule, let's try phoneme grapheme mapping. For this activity, you will need your paper and your pencil. I'm going to call a word. We're going to count and sound out each of the words before we phoneme grapheme map. Remember that each of these boxes on my paper will represent one sound. So not necessarily one letter, but one sound. So for your first word, I want you to try to sound it out and write it on your paper. The word is got. Got. Let's see how many sounds we hear. G, ah, t. I hear 3 sounds. My first sound is G. What letter says G? A G, that is a hard G or a soft G sound? That is a hard G sound because our middle sound that we hear, G. Ah, what letter says ah? An O. Great job. G, ah, t. What's our last sound? T. What letter? T. Got. G-ot. The word is got. Tell me how you wrote that on your paper. G-O-T. Got. Okay, let's try another one. The next word is gel. Gel. Let's see how many sounds we hear. G-E-L. I hear 3 sounds. Write that word for me. G-E-L. Gel. The first sound I hear is J. Will that be a J? No, following the J sound, I hear E. That's an E. If you need to, look back at your rule to help you. When the J sound is followed by an E sound, it could be the soft G. So gel begins with J. What's our next sound? J. E. L. What letter? Gel. Now, to write our clean copy, you tell me what letters you wrote on your paper. Gel. G. E. L. Gel. Just a couple more. Our next word is the word gate. Gate. Let's see how many sounds we hear. G-ate. I still hear 3 sounds. You write that. G-ate. Those 3 sounds. Gate. The first sound I hear is G. That's a letter G. G. What's the next sound we hear? We hear A. A. And what do you notice about that A? That's right. It is saying its own name, so that is a long A sound. Gate. Our last sound we hear is T. Is this the word gate? No, this would be gat because we know that we need another vowel to make this A say its name. What is usually at the end of words to make the vowel say its name? An E. And we know that that E is a sneaky E. That means that it is going to say nothing. It's silent. So that E skips over the T and makes the A say its name. G-ate. And I put these in the same box because even though there are 2 letters, they're in the same box because it's still only making 1 sound because the E is silent. Tell me how you spelled gate. G-A-T-E. Gate. Great job. Let's try one more. The word is age. Age. I want you to tell me what sound you hear. A-J. I only heard 2 sounds. Write the word age. The first sound you hear in the word age is A, which tells me again that this is a long vowel sound. It's saying its name. What do you hear after the A? A-J. Yes, I hear J. Would that be a hard G sound or a soft G sound? This is a soft G sound. It says J. And we know that most of the time when we have a soft G sound, it's followed by an E and I are a Y, but I don't hear any other letters. So what does that mean? That's right. The A is saying its name because there is another sneaky E, and sneaky E is silent. In the same box, we have it written in the same box because even though there's two letters, we only hear one sound, the soft G sound. Tell me how you wrote the word age. A, G, E. Great job. Let's read all of our words in our list right here. The first word is got, gel, gate, and age. Great work. I can tell that you're really getting a hang of those hard and soft G's. I'm so glad I got to be your teacher today.
Thank you, Miss Leah. And thank you, boys and girls, for your participation in the lesson today. All rights and credits for today's lesson belong to the Core Knowledge Language Arts. We would like to thank them for publicly sharing these valuable resource materials. See you next time. Bye.